Welcome to Seltzer Squad, the podcast about staying sober in the city, with your hosts, Kate Sander and Jess Valentine.
Hey Squad, want another way to support the show? Go to seltzersquadshop.com and get all of our merch. Stickers, hats, tees, backpacks, posters, tank tops, crop tops. They have all of our best sayings on it. So fucking sober, slickest bitch around, be nice to yourself, and of course, hangovers suck. If you want another way to support us and rep Seltzer Squad wherever you go to seltzersquadshop.com. Today's episode is sponsored by Audible. Have you just finished binging every single episode of Seltzer Squad and want even more content to fill your time with? Why don't you check out audible.com? They have millions of audiobooks and exclusive podcasts that you can't get anywhere else. And if you want your first month free, go to audibletrial.com/seltzersquad. Get your first month free. Think of how many free books you can get in that much time. Once again, go to audibletrial.com/seltzersquad and get your first month free.
Hi, Jess.
Hi, Kate. Oh, jinx. We said at the same time. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I'm having fun tonight.
I know, me too. I was just telling Kate before we started recording that, I had sent her a text the other day that I'm probably going to leave the pod soon.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. It's more of a stress factor in my life these days because I have so much going on in so little time, and Kate has a lot going on too. So it's the only time that we really can link up and record is when I'm trying to settle down to have dinner or draw or whatever. So, but then we sit down to record and I'm like, I love doing this. So I may be gone. I may not be gone. We'll see
how it
TBD.
goes.
But right now I'm here.
I think it's been very hard for us in the last, I would say, 6 months. Both, life got very busy. We both got COVID. I wasn't having fun. I don't think you were having fun.
No.
It was back to that point where it had felt like a chore, like it had previously
yeah.
felt like.
Exactly.
Tonight we were just having so much fun.
I know.
But I want to catch up on something a little bit different, and I don't know if you feel comfortable, but I want to do a relationships catch up because we don't talk about our significance that often, and I feel like I want to know what's up with C. I want to talk about Cam. I want to talk about Tej. And how that relates to everything.
Yeah, because we are both with partners who drink.
Yes. So I think that's what I want to get caught up on because we haven't talked about Cam in a long time. And I know that there were some up and downs. So where are things at today?
Right now, I feel like they're on an up. But I feel like they kind of have to be because we're supposed to be saying I do very soon. When this comes, for all I know, this is coming out the night before I get married.
Sure.
So yeah, I feel like there has been a lot of stress in our lives, a lot. And I think that we're just starting to figure out how to deal with it because when I'm stressed out, I get really short. And not that I'm necessarily trying to take it out on whoever's closest to me, but I'm sure we all have a tendency to do that, right? And she was like, I feel like when you get annoyed, you take it out on me. And then I'm like, well, I'm annoyed with you. So I take it out on you because you're the one pissing me off.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like it kind of it can change week to week. Right. But, right now I think that for the most part, we're in a good spot. No big issues. You know what I mean? Just little things here and there. What about you guys?
We've been locked inside with these people for fucking 3 years. So
I know. We've been working the same schedule. So we had all of COVID together and then we worked together and then we do everything together. So we hired a girl to manage our shop. And I said to Cam, I'm like, I think that starting in June, we should just one day, like, well, actually, will technically be 2 days. I said, I think that we should swap our schedule so that, like, I have Mondays off by myself and you'll go into work. And then you take off Sundays and I'll go in and, like, you have Sundays. So we at least have like one day without the other person to just do whatever you want to do, fart around, get your nails, like literally whatever you want to do without the other person, because I think that's part of our problem is like we're always fucking with one another. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate because of COVID and a lot of people working from home. We have just nonstop. And then it's hard because then you kind of become
roommates.
Well, yes, that and codependent. And I already maybe have codependency issues that I'm trying to work on. So there goes my camera zooming out.
It's like zooming out and like she's on a talk show.
Yes, that's what it is.
And I wish mine was too.
Is it doing it? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I think that like just like I mentioned in an earlier episode, I want to start like getting ready by myself. Not that we even get ready in the same room, but like we're just being in a room completely by myself, and then having like a day off by myself, a day off for herself, I think will do us a lot of good. But at least at work now, like she's doing her own thing, like in the office or whatever. And then I have another girl, SK, who does like the stuff that Cam was doing. So I think that that's good. I think it helps us kind of break up our routine a little bit and just have a little more independence from one another, if you will. But yeah, actively trying to work on us having like autonomy and time alone, I think is going to be my biggest priority going forward, because I'm just like, I don't want to be annoyed by her presence all the time. And it's like kind of like that sometimes, you know what I mean? Kate is just nodding her head with her eyes closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not anything to do with her.
No.
It just is like, I want to fucking like, I don't want to see you. Like, I love you. Fuck off. Like, I don't want to see you right now. But then I'm like, but come and watch TV with me. You know what I mean? Like, so stupid.
Well, I think that there's been such an influx of time spent together, but it hasn't been quality time. Like in the last like 3 years, we've just like been forced to exist together in the same building. And then, but you're not really doing anything, or you're just doing life things, which it's not like there's no specialness to that. I mean,
yes, you're 100% on the mark. Like I had this conversation with Jody Nance. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's like
she's having this conversation with everyone,
all of her clients. I know. It's like, yeah, we're spending time together. We're spending a lot of time together, too much time together, but it's not quality.
Yes.
Like we need to do a date night.
Yes.
Once in a while. You need to like, I don't even know. That's part of the problem. And then it's just like, it's obviously it's like a cycle though, because then it's like, I don't want to leave. Like we'll plan for a date night and then it comes and we don't want to leave the house, so then we're like, it's like the definition of insanity, right? Like nothing, you can't expect things to change if nothing changes, like the same outcome. Like, so that's where we're at. How about you and Teach?
I think over the last like couple of years, I've really reflected on like our partnership, and like I'm so happy that I picked him as a partner, and he's grown so much. Like I've grown, we've changed in a lot of ways, and through the pandemic, we've changed in a lot of ways. And I don't know, he's great and amazing, but like, yeah, I think we've definitely reached like roommate status, and like I was talking about before, every day kind of looks the same. And, we try to make like fun out of going to get groceries, and like we genuinely enjoy running errands together. It's one of our favorite things that we do, but it hasn't been like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel fun anymore. And it's like, yeah, we exist in the same building almost 7 days a week, and it's just a lot, you know? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with him. And I think when we do end up going out, if we're going to go out to see friends or whatever, like he rarely drinks. Like he maybe makes a cocktail on Friday nights and sorry, her camera zoomed out and said zoomed in again.
It's so distracting. I'm so sorry. I should see if there's a way to turn that off.
I love it.
Let me see
So
something.
yeah, he rarely drinks anymore, and I think when we do end up going out, then in a social situation, I'm worried about him like having a light tolerance, and I'm like, oh no, he's gonna fucking drink too much, and so then I think that sort of buzz kills a little bit of the excitement of like going out to see people or going out ourselves. He doesn't drink that much when it's just the two of us going out, but if there's other people that are drinking, I'm always kind of conscious about like, is he going to get annoying? Is this going to annoy me and then take away from my fun, which is likely a codependent behavior. And yeah, I think we're both highly codependent on one another. I think he's always like looking over at me to see what my reaction is. And I'm like tiptoeing around him because I'm worried about his reaction about something. And so, yeah, I think.
Yeah. It's a lot of walking on eggshells. Yeah.
It's not bad, but I don't know. There's definitely room for improvement. And I think we both are feeling that, and like we've been so close for so long, but there is also a lack of intimacy. What the fuck? I feel like I'm you're on Anchorman. This is insane.
I feel like we're having like a serious conversation. I'm just like giggling. No. I know.
It's like emotional and physical intimacy is what's missing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't had. Well, Cam said that we had sex around my birthday, and then we happened to have sex recently. It wasn't very good. We weren't like we weren't. I didn't feel like we were emotionally connected like we should have been, because I think that because life has been so stressful, and like I don't want to have sex when I'm like stressed out, or like I don't feel
you're
close
thinking about
to you.
the next thing.
Yeah, I am very much like emotionally motivated sexually, I guess, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, there's been like no intimacy, which then further makes a bigger gap. And then like you said, I mean, you didn't say it, but I know, like then it's like puts more pressure on it. And then
I feel like every advance, I'm kind of like, oh, do I have to do something now with it? Like I wasn't thinking about at this moment.
Yeah. I turned her down one night because she always wants to I always know when she's going to want sex. I always know it. And she definitely tends to want it more when she's had a couple of glasses of wine. And always after I've taken my fucking melatonin and like I'm tired, I'm ready for bed. And so like I turned her down, but like I hate that feeling of like, oh, please don't try to put the moves on me. Like I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
and then I'm also like, why don't I want to do it? Like,
I do that too.
You know what I mean? I'm like, because it's definitely more of a me thing.
You'll have
for
fun
sure.
once you're doing it, but it's just like, ugh, I don't want to get like dirty, and I'm like, then I have to get up and pee, and like it's like a whole thing. But I guess that's just like stress.
I'm also like not totally down with like my outsides right now. Like,
my God.
I think it just kind of goes back to like, who is this lady looking back at me in the mirror? Like, I'm years older now. I don't know. Things are just not, I just haven't had a chance to like, what do you think about you? If you guys aren't watching this on video, you need to, because we're trying to talk about a serious topic and your iPad doesn't give a fuck.
Are we still posting
it's like you're on
these
a
videos?
fucking, our Patreons get to see this.
No, I didn't.
Lucky you guys.
Yeah, I've also had. It's so terrible. It's like crying it's like laughing at a funeral. It's just like inappropriate. Also, like my defenses have been up so much lately because it's just like what am I going to get in trouble for now? Like, what are you going to say that's going to piss me off? Like, I just feel like my defenses are so high, and it's like so bad. It's so bad for my relationship for my defenses to be high, because then I am constantly, I'm just going to try to not to move. And then it's just like, because I'm constantly like on guard. Yeah. It's like I wake up and I put the armor on and I'm like, you're not going to fucking hurt me. I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me. And it's like, it's such an awful way to be. And I know better. And like, I'm definitely getting better at like, I'll have a BF and then I'll like, I'm quicker to realize when I'm like kind of in the wrong or maybe handle myself.
A BF?
Bitch fit.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Like from White Chicks.
A best friend? A boyfriend? Like,
oh yeah, no. Like if I'm having like a bitch fit or something, and then I'm like, I think I'm getting better, a little more self-awareness. Like, okay, maybe you didn't really handle that correctly. Like maybe you, whatever. It's just hard when both of you guys are on the defense, and I feel like that's what's happening, in at least in my relationship.
Yeah. I feel like kind of lonely, like even though you're around them all the time, and I feel like I'm lonely, like for my own company, and then also like quality company.
Yeah, it's because you're not having quality time together. You're just existing. You're just like a bag of bones in the same room. Like it's just, yeah, it's hard.
And like, I want to, we went on vacation and we had a really great time and we actually talked about sex. And I was like, I just feel annoyed by like how much sex everybody assumes you're supposed to be having. Like if you're not having X amount, then you're in trouble. And I'm like, who makes up these rules? Like, is that normal? Like what's normal? What's not normal? Like what's normal for me might not be normal for you. Like, I don't even know what's normal for me. I don't know. I feel, and I think also I feel very disconnected from myself, like my body, and that has a lot to do with it too, because I've been in my head working in school, like fucking Zoom call, just like tits and up, like I don't even have a lower half, like for the last 3 years. Oh, you do. But like, I don't even have a lower half. It feels like I'm never engaged past the neck.
I like only have a lower half. I've gained so much weight in my lower half. We can equal one human being.
Yeah, and I think that's also a part of it, is like just my outsides. And I know it doesn't matter, but it's also just like, you buy the one set of new clothes and then you buy like the second set of new clothes. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, do I buy the third set of new clothes? Like, because I just continue to outgrow my, like, I don't know.
I know. I know. I don't know. I've gained weight and I just like ordered more. I'm doing like this, like, I'm not really doing a juice cleanse. I'm just kind of more, what's the word? God, I'm like really dumb today. Replacing. I'm kind of more like replacing, but I just ordered a bigger like one, like 30 of them, but we'll split it. But like, I don't exercise and I don't eat particularly well, but I also don't eat particularly bad. So I don't know. I feel really fat, and it's not that I don't like when I don't feel comfortable in my clothes. I
think that's what it is. It's like I don't feel comfortable in my clothes.
Living in yoga pants because it's like the only fucking thing that fits me, and these are a little bit of compression. But I'm also so scared, Kate, because I had to give my measurements for my wedding dress. I was like 10 to 15 pounds skinnier. So that's terrifying. But
I mean, you have the added pressure. I mean, and all this is like bullshit, right? Like all this
is all bullshit. It's bullshit.
But yeah,
I don't think I like look awful.
Yeah,
like
me
I look
either.
Fine. I look fine. I don't feel good though. Yes. I don't feel good at this weight because I don't fit in my clothes. And it's not a good feeling to have to buy clothes bigger, like you just mentioned. And then you go out of those.
Well, whatever. Like it's not fun to buy new clothes when you just bought new clothes. Like I'm like, now I gotta fucking buy more jeans. Like, so yeah, I think that has a lot to do with my relationship, which I know is my responsibility, but it's like the shit just takes time. And
And you can't help that. That's not something that you can really control. If you're like not feeling yourself or feeling a certain way about yourself, you can't help. That's just naturally going to affect your relationship.
Yeah. And I think it's just a culmination of a lot of things. Like, I don't think all of us are really taking great care of ourselves the last few years. And it's like, my skin's gross. And like, I don't know, I'm just like not into it. Not into this lately. And there's always that, like, I hate spring because there's the terrifying like week where the weather all of a sudden gets nice and you're not wearing a coat anymore, and then I feel like so naked in the world, and I'm like, oh fuck, like what has happened?
Oh really?
Like, yeah, where I'm just like, I don't know, you don't have that like extra protection.
Oh, like a security blanket almost.
And shelter, like armor for, it's like now all of a sudden we're wearing short sleeves and we feel very, I don't know, I just feel like exposed every year when this happened.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, when you walk out of the house and you're just like, you know, oh God, now I'm in a fucking tank top. Okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I've never really been in touch with like my body in a sexual way. Definitely enjoy sex, but I think it's definitely, I don't know. And then I feel like now that I'm reaching like a certain age, or I'm getting older, that I don't know, you get even more disconnected from your body.
Yeah. I feel like when I got sober, I jerked off a lot.
Yeah. But I feel like that was almost like a addiction transference in the beginning.
Yeah, it was like something to do. You're bored. You're like filling your time. I like don't
like you do
ever.
It all the time. Yeah, same.
Yeah, and I
don't ever
never
think about it.
Yeah, it's not like I don't. Yeah, it's like it's not just like I don't want to like fuck my partner or whatever. I don't feel sexual at all.
Don't even want to fuck myself. Yeah.
No, I don't even want to fuck myself. Yeah, so that obviously affects relationships. But
and for a while we were doing that like scheduled thing, which was great.
That's
but then
what I was
it
gonna
also
ask
felt
you.
like at a certain point I would feel myself starting to dread the day and the time, and I'd be like, fuck, this day we gotta fucking have sex. Like, oh God. And
yeah.
like
so you guys
it started
stopped
to
that.
it started to like build up for me, and I would be like I would always be able to get into it and have fun and enjoy myself. But like
Sure.
I started to dread it. Like
Yeah,
Tuesday
that's
would
not
come and I'd be
good.
like, and it has nothing to do with him, but then it was like we took a break from that, and then like to your point, then so much time goes past that it's weird for everyone.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I don't know how to get out of that cycle, I guess, and I think it has stuff to do with him. I think it has stuff to do mostly to do with for me. It's stuff to deal with me, but yeah, I think on a relationship level, like nothing is wrong or great, but I think we could be
There's
working
always
on some
room for
intimacy,
improvement.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like I remember this time one time Jody was like, you're not having enough sex, like that's a problem. And I was like, is it though? Like, I don't know. I think our relationship has deepened and like on a lot of levels, and like I'm very grateful for my partner on a lot of levels and love him very deeply. That does this matter? Like now I feel bad because you said that,
You said that. Yeah. It's like added pressure now.
Yes.
Like, oh, I'm not doing something I should be doing. Is something wrong?
Now I'm
Is
like,
something
now I gotta
broken?
fucking do something else. Like,
yeah.
And then it feels like work,
Yeah. And you don't want to like resent.
No.
Yeah. Ay. But how has he been going out drinking, or like how's that been?
No, I mean, I think he's gone out like a handful of times in the last 6 months. I mean, he's been going fishing more often, which I like for him because he gets out of the house and because he works from home and has never really left like for work stuff in the last few years. Like, I think it's good for him to just be around other human beings that aren't me.
Yeah.
And like, I've even noticed like, it's almost like he has a hard time making eye contact in real life because he's been looking at Zoom for so long. Like, I think,
okay.
You're never really looking like I'm not like looking the camera in the face when I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you. And so I think that even like those things that we don't even realize are happening. So I'm glad that he's like going out in the world. But I feel like we should be going out in the world a little bit more together. Doing what? I don't know. But yeah, things. And we've had a lot of stuff going on. I mean, everyone has. Like, you were just opening your shop with Cam, so there's a lot of shit to do. We were just moving.
Yeah, you guys were just
there's a lot
moving.
of shit to do. So it's not like, unicorns and rainbows. But yeah, I don't know. I think now that we finally both got COVID and we're over it, and things are, I don't want to say getting back to normal, because whatever the fuck that means, but I'm just kind of trying to figure out who I am, who we are.
And how is has he been drinking a lot or not a lot or anything, or just same?
I'm trying to think. There was one night when he was like a little drunk and I was fucking annoyed.
Yeah. Did you make him sleep on the couch?
Oh yeah. Well, he had gone to this like work function, and I always just know. I'm like, I fucking hate it, because that's why I wish he would go out more so that he didn't drink to excess every single time he did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but that was months and months ago. So no, it happens very rarely, and I don't really have many complaints.
Yeah. It's gotten better in my house too. There was a night when I made a comment or something, and I said to Cam, like, I wish that you wouldn't drink as frequently, like every night, or not, like most nights or whatever. And she said that she'll take it into, she's like, oh, okay, well, I'll work on that. Like, she's very good about, like, she'll say I'll work on that, whether she does or not, that's up for debate. But, she hasn't like gotten drunk or anything like that, which is great.
Great.
She goes out. I'm sorry, she doesn't go out. So it's not like she goes out drinking or anything like that. We had dinner with Grundle and Allie, and we had to wait like an hour for our table, and she had like a bourbon on the rocks, and then her and Grundle had like a carafe of like red wine, and that was it. So she hasn't been drinking in excess or anything like that.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't want to say triggered, or like maybe most aware or whatever, when she's stressed out and like wants to have a drink. It's like when people are like self-medicating with alcohol, that's when I'm like the most annoyed / triggered or whatever. But I will say this, like, all in all, like, it's been a non-issue.
Good.
Which is really nice, because
I feel like we haven't talked about it in a while, and a while ago it was more of an issue.
It was. It truly was.
So I didn't really want to ask you about it if you weren't bringing it up.
Oh yeah, no, you can always ask me. Like, obviously, like every now and then, there's like a night where I feel like she drinks too much, or at least more than I would like, or whatever. But all in all, it's been okay. The last night that she got like wasted, or like really, I should say, like visibly drunk, was like when we were gone for Christmas, and we got in a big fight about it, because I was like not okay with it. And it's hard, because it's like, it's definitely easy to overdrink.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But
and I mean, I don't imagine that she gets the kind of drunk that we used to get. TJ never gets like that kind of drunk.
I mean, she used to.
Right.
When we first started dating, like, I picked her up at a bar. She accidentally sent me a pin. She doesn't even know how to drop a pin at a bar. She was shit-faced, had fallen. I was like, your knee is bleeding. There's a hole in your... Yeah. But because she like would do shots and this and that. And so now, like, that's not her life, which is good. I'm not going to lie. I'm always going to be scared if she like goes out with friends. Like, I feel like that's a natural. I mean, do you stress out if he goes out with friends or work lunch? Okay. So it's like I'm not like alone.
I'm like already annoyed. Like fuck.
Yeah.
Here we go.
You're like, I know it's coming and I'm annoyed. Like, you haven't even left the house yet and I'm annoyed. But
I just wish I didn't have to be there when he came home. I think that's what it is. I'm like, as long as you're safe, like, I don't want to have this like annoying banter when you come back. Like, I'm not interested.
Yeah. I hear you.
And like, I can tell that you've had more to drink than you normally do, and then you'll like deny it, and like,
because you never think that you're drunk when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Unless you're like,
and then if somebody says you're drunk, then they're like, no, I'm not. Like, that's the natural,
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, I can't remember the last time that happened either, so I can't say that it's been an issue.
Well, I think he has like. It sounds like everything's kind of under control.
When we moved into our new house, he put his like jug of gin on this in the cupboard, I was like, fuck that. And I like moved it like out of, I was like, no, this does not get like prime real estate in the kitchen. This is not this is not a need to have. This is a nice to have. And I like put it up in the cupboard. Yeah. I was like, I don't need to see that shit.
Not a need to have. It's a nice to have.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I like that.
Fuck that. But
I think that's
things
good.
are good. We survived. We recently had dinner with a couple, and I just remember thinking the whole time like how lucky I felt to be married to TJ. I won't go more into it, but it was just like it was an eye-opening moment for me to be like, I have it good.
How good you have it. Yeah. He's such a, I mean, I obviously don't know him in the manner you do, but I mean, he's such a good guy.
Totally. Yeah.
He's such a good guy.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that both of us are like
more settled.
We're like, as far as the drinking, we're all like, goes, we're like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But we're both just kind of in the same boat. We're like not feeling ourselves, therefore not feeling sexual, and like tips are going to happen. But
yeah, I mean, it's proximity. Like you're going to fight with those that are closest to you. So it's bound to happen. I mean, I can honestly say though, we never really fight like we used to fight when I was drinking. Like it just does not happen. And I know that's because we've both really grown a lot, but we talk about like if we're mad in the moment, we talk about what we're mad about, but there's not really like a lot of like hostile feelings that last longer than a few hours. But I can't remember like the last time that we genuinely got into a fight.
That's good.
We disagree a lot, but that's, you know, we haven't had like a knockdown, drag out fight in maybe ever. So I feel lucky about that.
Wow. That's very impressive.
Maybe we'll have one soon. I don't know.
Oh God, right. Tonight.
Yeah. Tonight.
She hangs up and gets in a bad fight.
Well, we heard like somebody on our block was like having a fucking screaming match with their partner. Like they were, I heard it anyway. And they were just like yelling at the top of their lungs. And I don't genuinely like.
You're like, no, I'm like, not for me.
We definitely haven't had a fight like that. Possibly ever, but definitely not in a long time.
Yeah. Good.
On that note.
Well, we'll see. We'll do another check-in at some point and see if it's still where it's at.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll bone by then.
Truth.
Or want to bone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Facts.
yeah. It's not even like I want to. It's not like I'm like missing. I'm like, don't touch me. Anyway. Well,
I love you.
Till we meet again.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
And don't forget, hangovers suck.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Every review helps other listeners find us. Music by Dead Go West. Art by Kate Sander. For show notes and resources, check out seltzersquad.com.